We're having a pretty good week this week. This is a second job this week. Another shed pad to do. Let's check out what we got going on today. So this shed pad is bigger than the last one I just did. This one is 26 by 12. Or 14 rather, 14 by 26. So I already got the area marked out. It's got to be 5 foot from the property line. The trees are the property line. And here's one side of it. And the other side is down there. It's 6 feet from that shed right there. And the first thing I have to do is trim a bunch of these branches down because this is an issue. And this is going to be an issue when they deliver the shed. So I brought the chainsaw, the ladder and everything. So hopefully we can get that taken care of. And then we'll be able to do some prep work. I'm not going to be able to dig down too far because these roots go everywhere. So I'm going to have to build this one up a little bit. There's actually a shed right there. I did the pad last year, about 8 months ago. And the neighbors seen it and want me to do one for them. So it looks like that one's holding up real good. I'll have to see if I can get over there and check it out. there we go. There's plenty of clearance now for the 11-foot high building. Got all this crap cleaned up. So now we're ready to start prepping the area. Hopefully I got room in the truck for all this stuff. I only bid on one load of waste, so should be able to use all the stone. If not, I'll kind of make it a little bigger. Probably be all right with that. All right, there's our rough grade right there. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm not building it up any more than I have to on this side because I already know that side's low. And as you can see, we're already up about 4 or 5 inches on this side. And I don't want to go up too high because the shed already has 4x4 skids under it, so it's going to be 4 inches taller than what this is. So I don't want to go up any higher with it if I don't have to. But that looks pretty darn good so far. So now it's time to set up the transit and see how level we actually are, and then just add some stone or take some away in certain spots. So how I set the transit up is I'll pick one spot in the whole pad on where I'm happy with the grade and where I kind of want the whole thing to be, and then I'll set it on that spot, give or take maybe a 1/4 inch, and I'll go around and I'll usually check the 4 corners and then the center, and then the center of the outside perimeter, so then kind of see where we're at from there. You know, one thing that really sucks about these transits is this thing, I don't know why, but it always seems to fall right where these straps are right here. Always falls right on that one, and that really kind of stinks. But anyway, if you were paying attention, you'll see that we were really darn close all the way around. Really the worst spot I have is this spot right here. I dug down with my foot to grade, and it's probably only about an inch, if that. So all we got to do is just back drag that just a hair low over than this area right here, and a hair low right there, and then just a little bit low over on that side. But other than that, we're in really good shape. So I'm going to bring in probably another scoop just because I have some to get rid of just to put in this low area, and then I'll back drag some of this and we'll be in good shape. All right, we're just checking our final grade now, and I'm really happy with it. There's only one spot that's a little bit high, and that's all right because I got a little bit of a dip that I can shovel it into and it'll be perfect. So I'm just gonna show everybody that this thing is just about dead on, just from what I did in the skid steer. Yeah, that looks really good. So for those of you who don't know, when you hear the constant beep, that means it's at grade. When you hear the really crazy beeping, it's either too high or too low, but it's hard to see on camera, but the most we're off is a 1/4 inch. And I mean, you know, the 1/4 inch could be these tracks from the skid steer and stuff. So by the time we rake this thing all out and get it all nice, it'll be pretty much perfect. So this spot over here is a little bit high. You can see I dug it down with my foot a little bit, and I can take a bunch of that and put it in this little bit of an imperfection here and rake that out, and that'll be great. So go ahead and do that, and I think we're done with the skid steer on it. I'll have, looks like I probably got about 1.5 yards of leftover material. I don't think the customer wants it, so hopefully I'll have room for that and the brush and that garbage on the truck. That would be great, because I really don't want to make 2 trips, but whatever it takes to get the job done right. Well, I'm not the only service person working in this neck of the woods. There's like 3 people around me I hear doing stuff to people's yards, so only busy time of the year. Anyway, I got this all raked out with the 3-foot rake, and it looks great. Checked it again with the transit, and just like I predicted, everything is, you know, within a 1/4 inch. So I mean, for a shed pad, you really can't get any better than that. My goal is basically so they could put the shed right on the pad and not have to block it, because when you block it, then the shed settles and all that, and nothing stays right. So I'm really happy. So now it's time to tamp it. It's pretty loose now, so once I run this tamper over it, it's going to come out really nice, and then it's time to pick up all that stuff. And stay tuned, because I have a new tool to use to pick up this stone, because I am tired of raking and raking and raking. It takes me longer to clean up this stone than it does to do the job on most jobs, and it's hard to find anybody that wants to work and help you out. So I got a new tool, so we're going to check that out, see how that works in the next little bit. right, there it is, all power tamped. And this one came out really nice. You know, the bigger the pad is, the easier it is to do, because there's room to move around with the skid steer to go back and forth and get it level. The last pad I did was only 12 by 20, and that extra 6 feet really makes a difference when you're trying to grade something nice. I had to do so much hand shoveling and raking on that other one to get it right, and this one here was basically the only raking I had to do on this one was just to get the track marks out and just a little bit of shoveling to fill in some low spots, and that was it. So not worried too much about this back edge. I mean, our corner is like right there where we need it, so this is just extra. It'll kind of make good drainage and stuff, so that's not super important. But I pretty much had to start my grade right there because you got that massive root coming off the tree, and you can see that I couldn't go down any deeper with the stone. So that was basically the start of my grade, and then everything else had to be level from there. I really didn't want to bring it up as high as I did. We're probably about 5 inches or so from the grass, but they have ramps coming with it, they said, so you know, hopefully when the guy puts it on, he doesn't put any blocks under it or anything, so that way it'll keep it low and you're not going to have to go up too much of an incline to get into it. But this one came out so nice. I'm really happy, and I know the customer is going to be happy with this one. The pit that I normally get the crusher run out of is out of crusher run, so I've been getting this stuff, which is 50/50 asphalt millings and basically crushed concrete, crushed waste concrete like bricks and stuff. And I have to say, this stuff packs in way better than the crusher run I normally get, the lime crusher run. I mean, this is like walking on a road right now. So very happy with it. Alright, so the last step before cleanup that I do on all these jobs is just go down and measure the area and markers with the spray can, just so I can double check that the parameters are correct, the customer can know that we're good, and when the shed guy comes, it might make it a little bit easier for him to put it on, because he kind of knows where he's got to go right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I got my corner in right there where I'm happy with it, and I'm going to work off that corner. Alright, so there is the area marked out. We got plenty of room all the way around. So if he wants it back a little bit more, he can put it back. If he wants it over to one side or more, I like it when I got plenty of room to work with like this. I mean, there's like almost 2 feet on the back here. Alright, so I am on my last battery and it didn't charge all the way. It's only got 56%, so I'm going to make this quick. So here's the new tool that I have. It's one of these paddle sweepers, supposed to basically clean these rocks right off the grass better than any other thing in the world. So I'm gonna get this thing started and see how it works, see if we can sweep all these rocks right into the skid steer bucket here. Of course, half these paddles are all tore off, need some new paddles, but supposedly it works pretty good just the way it is, so we're gonna find that out. Alright, so that thing is definitely a workout to use, but it's worth its weight in gold. I mean, them paddles on that thing are shot, and it did such a good job getting pretty much every last piece of stone out of this grass. It is definitely a workout to use though. It pushes back on you pretty hard. So other than finish picking up all this, I got to dump that in the truck and I got to come back. What I'll do is I'll put all that on top of the stone that's in the truck so I can throw that off when I get back and probably burn it. I just got to spread that topsoil out right there, but I really like that thing. It works so good. Alright, well somehow this battery seems to have extended life or something. So now you can see I cleaned the whole area with that paddle broom and that thing just works amazing. Even with wore out, broken paddles, the thing just works so good. I mean, that just, I'm so impressed with that thing. That thing is worth its weight in gold. It's a lot of work to use, but it's still not as hard as using a rake. So all I got left to do is just spread that topsoil out right there and pick up this stuff, and I'm out of here. All right, we're all done and we got 20% battery to spare. Look at that. Spread this topsoil out over here. Cleaned up the mess. Power rake works awesome. Everything all cleaned up. Should have plenty of clearance for the building now. Got all my ruts all fixed all the way out to the road. Job turned out really nice. Very happy with it.